Charlie Wyatt and the Sun, let's go for it, with the 4 as a figure rather than a word in the style of Prince. Virgil relishing a quad bid after amazing return from a career-threatening knee injury. Well, actually, we can hear from Virgil van Dijk. Why don't we do that? Who spoke with talkSPORT's Jim White after Liverpool booked their place in that FA Cup final. He started by discussing the success he's already achieved at the club.
It's very obvious that I wanted to come here. Yeah, of course. Liverpool is arguably the biggest club in the world. We play for trophies. We started playing for. Well, we played for trophies the first 6 months already when we were at the final in Kiev. Unfortunately, we didn't win it, but as the years went on, we managed to get a couple trophies, quite good ones. And for me personally, after coming back from the injury that I had last year, it's just amazing to be in all these competitions still. And I've won obviously ticked off, and hopefully we can make it a special one. But we'll take a game at a time.
You've won one final, you're in another final. You're beginning to believe, or dare I mention the word quadruple?
You can mention whatever you want. I won't mention it because that is something we don't speak about. You know, we hear these things from the media, try to put even more pressure on us that we already have, but we don't care, to be fair. And I just focus on the game ahead of us.
Yeah, the great Virgil van Dijk. I think I can call him great even while he's still playing the game, isn't he? Because he is such an astonishing footballer. The great Virgil van Dijk there, talking to talkSPORT. Let me just remind you that Jim White will be back around. Remind that Jim is back on talkSPORT with Simon Jordan from 10 a.m. tomorrow here on talkSPORT for all the hottest debate on the day's top stories. Now, Miguel, if you're not a regular to this show, you probably are, of course, otherwise you'd be a fool, but if you're not a regular listener to the show, you'll know that Shaun bridles at any mention of the media, the papers.
I was just going to say that. I was thinking, he's asked the question, and you've gone, oh, the media.
Or sometimes, and I don't want you two to fall out, merely he will cause a divide between the red tops and the old-fashioned tabloids and what he will call the namby-pamby broadsheets. But Shaun, Virgil van Dijk says that talk about the quadruple is just the media. Is he right?
No, I'm sure they look at it. I'm sure the fans certainly will be looking at it, and it's unprecedented. And if they weren't thinking about it, it'd be a very strange thing. I'm sure they are thinking about the possibility of doing it, but they just don't want to let on in public. It's weird. Van Dijk's been a bit weird over the last few weeks, I think, playing very well, but he seems like he's come out with, like he's got a point to prove, and I'm not sure he's got a point to prove. He's been a very, very good player for a long period of time, won lots of things, but he seems to be particularly determined this year. He had that outburst when he was away with the Netherlands, saying he hadn't had enough respect for the way he'd come back from the injury, and I'm thinking, well, everybody thinks he's done really well to come back from the injury. He's played well. What's the issue?
He can be a little bit of a spiky character. Yeah. I remember after the Nations League in 2019 when Portugal beat Netherlands, and there had been that stat about how he hadn't been dribbled all season. And just because to be fair to him, he stopped with us for about 10 minutes after the game, and I put it to him right at the end. I said, that stat's gone. Just as a little bit of a kind of a jokey question.
How did that go?
Didn't like that at all. No, looked at me as if... well, he certainly didn't take it as a joke.